Welcome to ICSE Computer Application Class 10 100 Marks. I am Ganga Devi and in this video we will be discussing constructors. Constructors are an important topic in Java and in ICSE Board exam in section B, the first question asked will be from the topic constructors. So before we start the video, I request all those who have not subscribed the video till now, please subscribe it. And if you like the video in end, don't forget to like the video. First, we can define a constructor. Constructor is a member function of the class with the same name as class name. Function name you have seen, we are having different names compared to class names. But if there is a function with the same name as the class name, it is known as a constructor. And it is mainly used to initialize the new object or a variable. And now we can see the features. It is having the same name as class name. And it has no return type. Constructor will not be having any kind of return type, not even void. Functions we have learned, return type will be there, and suppose if there is no return type, the keyword void will be there before the function name. But with a constructor, we will not use even void. And it will be automatically invoked as soon as you create the object. Functions, we have to call the function ob.sum, ob.cube, just like that. But constructor, as soon as you create the object, it will be automatically invoked. And it is used to initialize instance variable or global variable declared below the class. And no mathematical or logical operations will be performed in a constructor. Constructor is always public and constructor is overloaded automatically. Here we can see one example of a constructor. Class name is XYZ and we are having two variables. The variables declared below the class and above all functions, they are known as global variables. Otherwise, we can call it as an instance variable. So constructor, mainly it is used to initialize the global variable with some values. Either the default value, otherwise some given values can be used for initializing the global variable. And here we can see, as soon as you create the object of the class, constructor will be automatically invoked. No need to call ob.xyz. Now we can see the difference between a function and a constructor. First we can discuss constructor. Constructor has the same name as the class name. But with a function, the function name will be different from the class name. And constructor have no return type, not even void. A function may or may not have a return value, and if there is no return value, the keyword void is used. And constructor is automatically called as soon as you create the object, but function has to be called with the help of an object. Constructor is always public and a function can be public or private. So these are the main difference between a function and a constructor. Now the type of constructors. We are having parameterized constructor, copy constructor and default constructor. Mainly we will be using the default and parameterized. One by one we can discuss the definition of all these three types of constructors. Types of constructors. Default constructor, constructor with no argument. It is known as the default constructor. It is used to initialize the instance variable, the default initialize values. And second one is parameterized constructor. If the constructor is having some kind of arguments, then it is known as parameterized. And parameterized constructor allow the programmer to initialize object with different values. Now the copy constructor. The copy constructor is used to initialize one object with the value of another object which is already declared. It copies the value of one object to another object. That is why it is known as copy constructor. We can discuss all type of constructor with an example. Here I am creating a class with the name student. If we use the class name student, it will be easy for you to understand. So class name is student and we are creating a variable int marks. This will be the global variable or instance variable. That means this variable will be available for all functions. And now default constructor we are creating. Student is the class name. So student with no parameters, that is the default constructor. Marks is equal to 0. So we are initializing the variable marks with 0 by using the default constructor. And now parameterize the constructor. Student int t. We are accepting one parameter and one value will be here in t. Whatever value is there, that value will go to marks. Marks is equal to t. Suppose marks is T is 80, marks will be 80. Suppose T is 50, marks will be 50. So whatever mark is in T will be stored in the variable marks. And now how to invoke the functions? Start the public static void main program. Student Aditi, we are creating a new object, student OB, just like that. Here we are saying student Aditi. That means Aditi is the object. Student Aditi is equal to new student. As soon as we create this object, then marks will be given the initialized as 0. For the student Aditi, we are for the starting or beginning, we are storing 0 in marks. And now here one variable we are declaring T is equal to 90 and student Agansha, the second object. Agansha is the second object, just like OB1 or OB2. Student Agansha is equal to new student T. That means this number we are sending to the parameterized constructor, and the constructor, this will store the particular value in the variable marks. That means student Agansha is equal to new student. Parameterized constructor will be invoked, and for the student Agansha or the second object, marks will be 90 because here we are sending. And now the copy constructor. Suppose another object we are creating, OB3, just like that, student Bhardi. We are creating one more object Bhardi. Student Bhardi is equal to Agansha. So whatever value is with Agansha, for example, Agansha is having the marks 90. That marks will be stored for the object Bhardi also. Just like one student getting the marks of another student without writing, here we can say it is copying the value. Student Bhardi is equal to Agansha means the values of Agansha, whatever is initialized for any variable, that marks or that particular values will be given to Bhardi also. Same values will be there. So this is the copy constructor. No need to write the full form. Here just we can write student Bhardi is equal to Agansha. So here we have seen default constructor, parameterized constructor and copy constructor. Before we start the programs, we can discuss constructor overloading. In a program, if there are more than one constructor, it is known as constructor overloading. Just like function overloading, which we have already discussed. Here, one constructor can be default, second constructor can be parameterized with one IND, third constructor can again be parameterized with one IND and string. So any combination of parameterized constructor or default constructor there can be there. And in a program, if there are more than one constructor, it is called as constructor overload. Now we can discuss a program which contains constructor. If you have observed the ICSE board question, in section B, the first question is like this: the program which use a constructor. It is a little lengthy but very simple. If we do step by step as the instructions are given, the program is very easy and we can score full 15 marks by writing the commands and proper list of variable. So here class name, define a class student, class name is given, and data members, instance variable, that means variable names are also given, string name, and here three integer variables int age, m1, m2, m3 store the marks of three subject and maximum, and double average. So these are the variables which you have to declare. So now member methods, coming to member method, student, class name is student, and here student, that means it is a constructor, and no parameter, that means it is a default constructor to initialize the variables. So here no values are given, we can give default values. For example, name we can store space, it is a string, and int integer variables we can assign with 0, and double 0.0, otherwise even 0 will be okay. Void input, to input the data, input student name and marks of three subjects. And void compute, here we will find the average and maximum out of three marks. Here m1, m2, m3 we are inputting the input function, and in the function compute we will find which m1, m out of m1, m2 and m3 which one got the maximum marks. And display all the details, that means name, age, marks of the three subject and maximum. We have to display all the details in the function display, and write a main program to create an object of the class and call the above function. So in the end we have to write the main program also. Now see, before writing the program, see this one, whenever you are getting a program like this, just write according to Java format and in the order given in the question. Order should be followed. So write in order and in proper Java format. So here first of all we will discuss class student, then declare the variables, After declaring the variables one by one as it is given, we will define the function. First, we will define the student constructor, then input function which will accept the marks, compute which will find the maximum marks and average, and display for displaying the details. After completing all the functions in order, then we will write the main program and call the function. So here we can start now. We can start the program, write the command and scan a class we need for inputting the details. Class student, class name is given and declare the variables in the Java format. String name, int, age, m1, m2, m3 and variable maximum. So these are the variables which were discussed in the question. So declare properly and double average. So first part of the program is finished. In constructor, write the program according to question given. In order we have to follow, the complete order we have to follow in the program. And now student, create the constructor, initialize the variables. The string name is string, so initialize name with a space and all the integer variables with 0 and double we can say 0.0. Now the third part of the function, void input. Scanner class should be defined in the particular function where we are inputting a data. If we are inputting in main program, scanner class will be in the main program, and in this case in the function input we are inputting the details. So scanner class will be declared inside the function void input. So scanner is equal to new scanner system.in. Here one by one accept the name, age and maximum marks. So input the name and age. Name is sc.next line and age we are accepting here. Then input the marks of three subject m1, m2, m3 sc.next int. So now the third function is finished. One by one finish the function, complete it, close the function and then go to the next function. So we have finished the variable declaration, constructor part we have finished, and now we have finished the first function which is void input. Now the second function, void compute. In this function we have to find the variable which has scored the highest mark. So here we can use the if else ladder. Here if m1 is greater than m2 and m1 is greater than m3. That means if m1 is highest, maximum is equal to m1. And suppose if this condition is wrong, then check if m2 is greater than m1 and m2 is greater than m3. If this is highest, then maximum is equal to m2. And if both the conditions are false, maximum is equal to m3. So we got the maximum marks out of the 3 by using if else if. So the first part is over and now find the average. We are having 3 marks, then 3 variables here. So m1 plus m2 plus m3 divided by 3. So this will find the average of the 3 marks. So now the next function is also finished. Now the last function, void display. In void display, we will print all the details. Name, age, maximum marks and average. So all the details are put in order. So our all functions are finished and now in the end we have to do the main function. Here public static void main. Then we are not accepting any details here. Accepting we are doing in the input function. So here just create an object for calling the function. And constructor will be automatically invoked as soon as you create the object. Student OB is equal to new student. The student constructor will be invoked and all the variables will be initialized. And then 3 functions we have to call: ob.input, ob.calculate and ob.display. So like this we can complete a constructor program. The program is little lengthy, but it is very easy. Always try to do the first program because you can score full marks here. I hope you understand the program. Next question we can discuss. This is for this was also in the board exam. Define a class employee as follow. Class name is employee. Data members are string name, double basic, DA, HRA, total, PF and net salary. So we have to declare this variable in the program. And now constructor. First one is a constructor to initialize the variable. Void input to input the details. Void calculate to calculate the allowance as given below. Criteria is given. DA is 45%, HRA is 15% of basic, PF 8.33, total is equal to basic plus DA plus HRA and net salary is total minus PF. So we have to use this criteria for finding DA, HRA, PF, total and net salary. So, and we will find this in the function calculate. Void display to display the name, basic, DA, HRA and net salary. All the display or printing will be done in the function display. And write the main program to create an object of the class and call the functions. Here we can see string name, double basic, and all the variables are declared below the class, not inside a function. So this will be global variables or instance variable, and these variables are accessed by all functions. Any function can access this variable because this is known as a global variable, not inside a function. It is just below the class. So every function can access this variable. And now the program we can discuss. Write the proper command. Scan a class we need. First part, start the class and declare the variables. Class employee, string name, and double all the variables, basic, DA, HRA, PF, net salary and average we are declaring here. That means first part is over. And now the second part. Go in order as it is given in the question. Second part is employee, initialize, default constructor. If it is a string, initialize with space, and if it is integer variable, initialize with 0, and if it is a double variable, initialize with 0.0. So that part also we have done. So second part is over, declaration is over, and default constructor is over. And now the third part, void input. Put the details. Here we are inputting scan a class we have to declare, and here we are inputting the name and basic salary. So we are just inputting two items, name sc.next line and basic sc.next int. So this we have inputted and the function is over. And the next function we have to calculate. So void calculate as it is given in the question. You can see the variables, the global variables can be accessed in any of the function. So we are using it in this function also. Double DA we have declared. Second time just write DA, HRA, PF. So DA is equal to basic into 45 by 100 as it is given in the question. HRA is basic into 15 by 100. PF basic into 8.33 and total basic plus DA plus HRA and net salary is equal to total minus PF. You can see if you observe we have just written the condition or criteria in Java format. The question was given, criteria was given, and we have discussed, written the criteria in Java format. So that is why we are saying the constructor questions are easy. So never leave the first question in the board. You can easily score 15 marks. And now the last function, display. Here display all the details, name, basic is equal to, and all the details you will display in the display function. And the main program, here no need to input anything. So main public static void main, create the object of the class employee ob is equal to new employee, ob.input, call the three functions ob.calculate and ob.display. Constructor is automatically called as soon as you created the object, and our program is over. And if you write properly with list of variables and command, your full 15 mark is safe. Next question which was asked in the board exam, design a class showroom. Class name is showroom with the following description. The data members are here. String name to store the name of the customer. Long mobile number, MOB number. So to store the mobile number, it is a long data type. Double cost to store the cost, double discount and double amount. So the data members are given here. We have to write in Java format. And member methods, showroom, default constructor to initialize the members. So all these variables, name, mobile number, cost, discount, amount, we have to initialize with 0 and space. And void input to input the customer name, mobile number and cost. Only three things we have to input: customer name, mobile number and cost. And void calculate, the criteria is given here. We have to calculate the discount on cost of purchased item based on the following criteria. That means if the cost is less than 10,000, 5% discount. If it is between 10,000 and 20,000, 10% discount. Between 20,000 and 35,000, 15%. And more than 35,000, 20% discount will be given. And then void display the details of the customer, and main program for calling the above functions. So here we can discuss. Start the program class showroom. And scanner class we have to input because we will be using the scanner class in the function input. So here first part we have done. Declare the variable string name, long mobile number, and double cost, discount, and amount. And second part, constructor, we are initializing the variables name with space, long, that means 0 or 0L we can use. 0 will work. Cost is 0, discount is 0, and amount is 0. If you want, we can have 0.0 in double variables. And now void input. Input name, mobile number, and cost. So here input the scanner class is used here because we are inputting here in void input scanner sc is equal to new scanner, and then give the message name is equal to sc dot next line, mobile number is equal to sc dot next long because mobile number is declared as long. So next long, and cost is equal to sc dot next double. So third part of the function was also over. Now the next function void calculate. Criteria was given. If cost is less than 10,000, discount is equal to cost into 5 by 100. That means 5%. And if cost is greater than 10,000 and less than 20,000, according to Java format, write properly. Discount is equal to cost into 10 by 100. And then cost is greater than 20,000 and cost is less than 35,000. Discount is cost into 15 by 100. Else discount is cost into 35 by 100. A proper Java format we have to follow. Don't make any mistake in writing the program. And then amount is equal to cost minus discount. Amount also we are finding here. Whatever the discount we got, amount is equal to cost minus discount. So this function is also over. We have done according to the given criteria. And in void display, we have displayed the details, name of the customer, mobile number, cost, discount, and amount to be paid. The complete details is displayed in the display. And main program is easy. No need to input, so no need of scanner class. Public static void main. Create the object of the class, and default constructor will be invoked automatically. Showroom OB is equal to new showroom, OB.input and OB.calculate, OB.display. So for the three functions here, OB.input, OB.calculate, and OB.display. So our program is finished. And if you write properly, all of you can score 15 marks in this constructor program. One more question we can discuss. Define a class name fruit juice. The following description. INT product code, store the product code number. String flavor, for storing the flavor of the juice. String pack type, store the type of package. INT pack size for storing the packaging size, and INT product. So declare these variables in Java format, and purpose is given here. In constructor, if you see, list of variables are easy because proper list of variable format is given here. So this you can write in the list of variable. And declaration you write properly according to Java format in the program. And members fruit juice is the default constructor. Void input for inputting the details. Void discount to reduce the price by 10. Only one line is needed here. Product price equal to product price minus 10. And display for displaying the details. And main program we have to use for calling the function. In the first part, declare the variables. Class name is given, class fruit juice, and all the variables are declared as it is given in the question. INT product code, string flavor, string pack type, INT pack size, and INT product price. So declaration part is over here. As it is given in the question, we don't have made any change, and don't make any change here. And second part, fruit juice constructor. Create the constructor, initialize integer members with 0 and string with space. Flavor is string, so space. Pack type is string, so space. And pack size product code, it is integer number, so initialize all the integer variables with 0. And void input, we are inputting the details, so scanner class will be inputted written here. Scan res is equal to new scanner system.in and accept product code, flavor, and price. Give the command, and product code is equal to sc.nextINT. Flavor is equal to, flavor is string, so sc.next line we can say, and price, it is INT. So product price is equal to sc.nextINT. Void discount, one line is enough. Product price is equal to product price minus 10. Reduce the product price by 10. That we have done. And now in void display, display the product code, display flavor, pack type, pack size, and price. System out println, display all the details one by one. And now in the main program, create the object of the class fruit juice ob is equal to new fruit juice, and call the functions one by one. ob.input, ob.discount, and ob.display. So like this we can complete the program. Now I am showing some questions which were asked in the board exam. You can see the questions one by one and try to write. The programs are simple, so I am not discussing all programs and of similar types. Only some lines will be different according to questions. Otherwise, all the programs are easy. You can go through the programs and practice. If you have any doubt in any of the program, you can send the message. I will give the answer. With this, we come to an end in this video. I hope the concept of constructor is clear to all of you. If you have any doubt in any of the questions, you can message me. Those who haven't subscribed till now, please subscribe it. And if you like the video, please like it. Thank you and see you in the next video.